Welcome to HFY Stories. Please subscribe to the channel. Your one click means the world to Maya. Stylus struck the floor inside Chamber 22, sharp enough to make Crix glance at the timer. 47 minutes remained, yet the human inside had already stopped writing. Every monitor still showed a sealed room, no signal leaks, no implants, no hidden transmitters, no second voice on the audio track. The impossible part was not that the exam appeared finished. The impossible part was that every answer on Crix's screen was correct. 3 hours earlier, none of this had seemed possible. Final examinations had begun normally. Candidates filled Chamber 17 while Sniffer, the Institute's veteran telepathic predator, waited in the corridor. For 70 cycles, Sniffer had exposed dishonest students without asking a question. It passed near a candidate, tasted surface thought, and signaled hidden formulas or deception. That morning, it reached the entrance to Chamber 17 and stopped. Brex tugged the guidance lead once. Sniffer did not move. He tugged again. The creature's 6 eyes fixed on the doorway, its body lowering until scaled limbs scraped the floor. What did it sense? Crix asked. Brex checked the handler panel. Nothing I recognize. Then send it in. I am trying. Sniffer backed away. That was worse than an alarm. Crix stepped to the observation window. 23 students worked inside. He scanned the roster. Several familiar species. 1 Graxian, a few Zephans, 1 human. Crix tapped the line. Marcus Webb. Transfer student. Brex leaned closer. The one with the perfect record? Nearly perfect. That should make Sniffer eager, not terrified. Crix disliked how reasonable that sounded. He ordered the human removed for separate screening. When Marcus Webb entered the corridor, Sniffer reacted before Crix could speak. The predator hissed, stumbled backward, struck a waist unit hard enough to dent the side, then tried to wedge its enormous body behind Brex. Every eye flashed orange. Marcus stopped with both hands visible. Well, he said, watching the creature, I'm guessing that is not normal. Crix blocked the path between them. Do not approach it. I wasn't planning to. Sniffer has faced armed raiders and trained psychic infiltrators. Marcus glanced around Crix at the shaking creature. Then I'm having a very strange first impression. Crix folded his arms. Certain prohibited modifications interfere with telepathic scanning. The human's expression flattened. I don't have any. Brex was already running a full-body sweep. He checked twice, then rotated the scanner toward Crix. No implants, no shielding field, no illegal enhancement. Crix looked from the clean reading to Sniffer. Again, Brex ran it a third time. Same result. Marcus stayed where he was. What is Sniffer supposed to detect? Surface thought, deception, concealed assistance, and most species naturally give off something it can read? Brex's upper hands froze over the scanner. Marcus noticed. Crix did too. The human straightened. Humans don't do that. Explain. Our brains aren't telepathic. Not weakly telepathic. Not dormant. Nothing. If this animal tracks minds the way another predator tracks scent, I may look like an empty patch walking toward it. Brex stared at him, a sensory absence. Maybe. I'm guessing, Sniffer answered with another low, miserable sound. Crix felt the day tilt beneath him. The Institute's most trusted fraud detector was not malfunctioning. It was confronting a student its senses had never evolved to understand. That still left the exam. We cannot certify your result with a method that cannot read you, Crix said. Marcus lifted one shoulder. Then don't use that method. You object to additional testing? No, put me somewhere isolated. Watch me directly. Give me paper if you want. Crix narrowed his eyes. No network access. No personal devices. No references. Fine. 3 hours. Marcus smiled faintly. Can I finish the same exam? That answer irritated Crix more than resistance would have. Chamber 22 was prepared within minutes. The door sealed behind Marcus. Cameras covered every angle. Brex searched him again. The human received only a stylus and the approved examination interface. Crix expected hesitation once the door closed. Instead, Marcus read the first problem and began. His solutions were compact, clean, and often unlike the standard methods. Several times Crix checked the faculty key to verify them. It always did. Near the end of the session, the stylus slipped from Marcus's hand and hit the floor. He picked it up, entered one final line, and leaned back. That was the moment Crix had seen from outside the glass. 47 minutes remaining, all questions complete, and no detectable path by which the human could have cheated. Brex stared at the results. Maybe he is simply this capable. Crix pulled up Marcus's academic history. People do not become exceptional across every field overnight. He scrolled, then stopped. 2 years earlier, Marcus's scores changed abruptly. Before that point, he had been ordinary. Afterward, his performance climbed across mathematics, physics, engineering, and unrelated disciplines. Crix opened the chamber channel. "Mr. Webb, your records show a sudden change 2 years ago. What happened?" Marcus's fingers stopped spinning the stylus. His face lost its easy amusement. "You want the medical version or the short version?" "The accurate version." "I had a brain hemorrhage. I was unconscious for weeks. I recovered." Crix waited. Marcus looked at the glass. "When I woke up, patterns were easier. Not memory exactly. More like relationships. I see how pieces fit before I can explain why." Brex searched the authorized medical archive. His lower hands moved rapidly over the console. "There is a hospital record," he said. 3-week coma, full recovery. Follow-up scans showed no structural abnormality. Crix reopened the exam. One of Marcus's solutions reduced a page of standard derivation to 6 lines. "Did your physicians identify the cause of the cognitive change?" "No. So you cannot prove this ability is natural." Marcus leaned toward the microphone. "Can you prove it isn't?" The observation room went quiet. Crix disliked the question because it was exactly the one he would have asked from the other side of the glass. Brex broke the silence. "We admit Vorans with perfect recall." Crix did not answer. "We admit Tellurans with species-level mathematical advantages," Brex continued. "We do not lower their scores because someone else has to work harder. This is different. Because he is human? Because we do not understand what happened to him." Marcus could hear them. He did not interrupt. Crix looked at the sealed chamber. The clean sensors, the completed exam, and the empty place in Sniffer's perception where the human's mind should have been. The problem was no longer Marcus Webb. The problem was the institution. For 70 cycles, Crix had treated one security system as universal because it had never failed against familiar species. No regulation asked what happened when a student lacked the biological trait the system assumed. Crix pressed the chamber channel again. "Your examination will be accepted pending routine review." Marcus exhaled and stood. "That means I pass?" "It means we have no evidence of misconduct." "I'll take it." Crix unlocked the door, but Marcus paused before leaving. "You should probably change the process." Crix almost laughed. "You have been under investigation for 3 hours and now you want to advise the Institute? I just watched your best detector hide behind its handler." Brex made an offended clicking noise. Marcus continued. "Use randomized questions. Direct supervision when needed. Multiple methods instead of one biological scanner. If one tool has a blind spot, don't build the whole system around it. And simply trust students. No, make cheating difficult. Make consequences clear. Then verify with methods that work on whoever is sitting in the room." Crix studied him. The human had not defeated their system. He had entered a space it had never been designed to see. That distinction was worse. Crix dismissed him. Marcus reached the corridor, then glanced toward the east wing. "Sniffer going to be okay?" Brex stared at him. "You frightened a Class 5 predator into a waste bin," Crix said. "I noticed. And that is your concern?" "It didn't ask to meet me." For the first time that day, Crix had no immediate reply. After Marcus left, Brex brought up enrollment numbers. 14 humans were already studying at the Institute. 37 more had applied for the next term. Crix felt a cold pressure behind his eyes. "How many have been screened by Sniffer?" Brex checked. "All current students. And alerts? None." The answer sat between them. Not one alert did not mean not one cheater. It meant their primary detector could not tell the difference. Crix opened a blank policy file. "Pull every human examination protocol." Brex hesitated. "You think they have been exploiting this?" Crix remembered Marcus volunteering for isolation, surrendering every device, and solving advanced problems faster than the faculty key expected. "No," he said. "I think we made a more embarrassing mistake. Which is, we assumed unfamiliar meant dishonest, then discovered our machine was the ignorant one." That afternoon, Crix began thinking beyond the Institute. Telepathic screening existed far beyond universities. Customs gates used it. Banks used it. Courts, military checkpoints, and corporate security offices depended on variations of the same assumption. A mind would always be detectable. Humans did not fit the assumption. Crix began drafting alternate protocols before the day shift ended. 3 days later, the Consortium Security Council contacted him. A station near Proxima had reported repeated failures when human travelers passed through telepathic screening. The scanners detected absence, produced contradictory warnings, and stalled entire processing lines. Crix accepted a consultation contract. Within 6 months, he had left the institute and opened the consortium's first firm devoted to human integration and non-telepathic security procedures. The work arrived faster than he could schedule it. Governments wanted border systems. Universities wanted fair testing. Corporations wanted access controls that did not treat human minds as missing data. One evening, after closing a file on another redesigned checkpoint, Crix sent Marcus a short message. "Your exam caused more paperwork than any case in my career. It also exposed the flaw that built my new one. Thank you." The reply came while Crix was still at his desk. "Glad it worked out. Use more than one test next time. Also, tell me Sniffer recovered." Crix read the last sentence twice. Then he laughed, closed the consulting file, and left Marcus's message glowing on the darkened terminal, the cursor blinking patiently beneath the question about the creature that had been afraid of him.